Hey guys, on this episode of That's Cooked, we're gonna make some delicious, succulent, moist, juicy, crispy chicken, some braised greens, bit of garlic aioli. Let's do it! Chicken! First thing I like to do is make sure I have a really sharp knife. Just gonna run it off across this a couple of times. Doesn't really do that much, but looks really cool. It does this thing. Quick thing with the chicken, buy the best chicken you can. If that means that you're eating chicken once a month, then that's probably a good thing as well. Use like a board that you don't use that often, that you can sterilize after for this. And first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna flip our chicken over and just take the wings off. So in general, when you're sort of dealing with animals, their bones will guide you. So like this, for example, I can sort of like twist that a little bit and then just like run my bone around the winglet. Just like that. Cool, now we're left with this. I can feel a bone running down the middle of my chicken and I'm gonna go either side of it. And I'm just gonna do really confidently, use like nice long strokes. Don't like do little sort of jabby things. So I'm just gonna go down. I'm just gonna cut through really close to the bone. And the thigh comes out like that. Oh, we're gonna get rid of our tender. And you can just like fry that or something, delicious. Put that to one side. And that's our other side. So you can see we've got a little bit of skin holding these guys together. We've got nice breast, a nice leg, and I'm gonna put it in the side. So with this, I probably wouldn't throw this away. You can just sort of like chop it up a little bit and then roast the bones off, make a nice chicken stock from it. Or don't roast them, you're just gonna make a nice white chicken stock with it, but I really would not throw that out. So we've got a full breast, chicken Maryland, as we like to say. And what I wanna do now, I wanna bone out the chicken Maryland. And for that, I'm just gonna do a little L cut. So I'm just gonna do a cut right here that goes down the bone of the chicken like that. And then I'm gonna do another cut. And once I get like that, I'm gonna put my knife underneath and just go out like that. And at this point, we're just gonna do a bit of scrapey. I'll use the back of the knife for this. Like that. And we're just gonna do the same with the leg bone. So again, just feel it out, right? We're not looking to like become the world's best butchers. Then we're gonna free our little leg bone from it like that. And then cut that off. And there you go. The most important thing is that there's no holes in the chicken. So if you look at it right now like that, we have like a really nice half chicken that's completely boneless. So this is all my chicken leftovers. I'll sort through them later, chuck them in the fridge for now. And notice I'm putting it in a paper towel. That's just to start like sort of getting rid of all that moisture. Ooh, a bit technical there. So now we've got our chicken, leave it at room temperature and we'll deal with this later. So now we're gonna do our little sort of, I wouldn't call it a side dish, but it's something to accompany the chicken. It's braised greens. Picked this up when I was working in London for my favorite selling chasm, shout out. Really delicious, just a bunch of greens, braised down with onions and lemon juice and salt. So I've got some silver beet over here. I've got some like good water spinach, like not that flimsy sort of shit you get at like, you know, out of the plastic bag. An onion and a lemon. First thing we do, we're gonna deal with this silver beet. We're just gonna do what to call like a V cut, just like that. And put them all in the bowl, like that. And just keep them separate because we'll deal with them later. Of course, you can use whatever greens you want to. I would stay away from like the kales of the world just because they don't cook down as nicely, but like Swiss chard, rainbow chard, silver beet, sort of spinach, even like leeks are a pretty nice thing to do, to put in this. Yeah, you know, whatever you want. Empty the fridge out. So I'm separating the stalks from the leaves and I'm cutting them into like 2 centimeter sort of diagonals. We don't want too small, not too big either. Remember, we're cooking this for like 45 minutes. So we want to keep a bit of body. We just want like pretty fat sort of 2-inch slices. It can be quite crude, you don't want to be too delicate with it. Just like that. Take our spinach. Like that. I'm just gonna give everything a nice wash. Gonna slice an onion. And we're gonna go with the juice of a lemon right now. We're probably gonna need a bit more later, but we're just gonna start with this and see how we go. This is a bit of an odd like sort of technique. Like I think a lot of people be like, what do you mean? Like you just blanch greens or you fucking stir fry them or whatever. I just think breaking them down, you actually get a sort of creaminess from them. That's quite fucking delicious. Good amount of salt in there. Drain these bad boys. My pot's bursting a little bit here, but that's all right. I'm just gonna, as I'm putting in, I'm just gonna keep on working it. And that starts shrinking it down. The salt and the lemon juice start breaking down the greens. Get a good whack of olive oil as well. Probably about 5 tablespoons. Quite a lot, but what are you gonna do? And then we're just gonna scrunch our lid off. And remember, the second they start cooking, they're gonna start breaking down and we're gonna be able to stir it and make sure everything's delicious and coated in everything. So we're just gonna pop this on a high heat to start off with until we can start seeing the liquid coming out of the greens. Our chicken's been sitting out now for about 20 minutes, half an hour, just getting up to room temperature. So you can tell there's no like excess moisture on the chicken, meaning that it just means the skin's probably gonna get a lot crispier. I'm gonna use like a decent amount of sunflower oil or vegetable or canola oil, just like a high smoking point oil, so not olive oil, for example. And just pour like a decent amount in. And we're not like shallow frying it, but you just wanna make sure that nothing sticks and there's oil all around the chicken. And we'll go like pretty generously with the salt. So with this chicken, we're just gonna be looking for the pan to get a tiny bit of smoke on it. Because remember, the second we put that chicken in, the pan temperature is gonna drop quite significantly, and we want that skin to get really crispy. And at this point, we're gonna lay the chicken away from me like this, into the pan. At this point, I'm gonna turn it down, and I'm just gonna season the other side, generously with salt and pepper. Now I'm gonna get a really heavy pot. If you have like a brick, if you have a brick lying around, just put it on. I just have like a really heavy sort of copper pot over here. And I'm just gonna put that on top like that. And just find some other random heavy shit around the house. And at the moment you have to trust the process. You can have a glimpse if you want, like what I'm gonna do right now. We're gonna take it up. Nah, I'm confident, don't even need a glimpse. I would say 8 to 12 minutes on a low heat, and we're not gonna flip it. So it's just gonna be cooking on that skin side, getting really crispy, and then just sort of steaming through the top. Maybe kiss it on the other side just for the last bit. So to accompany this dish, I'm gonna do a little aioli, which is just like a garlic mayonnaise pretty much. I'm gonna be using 1 whole egg. Some people like to use just the yolks, but I feel like it gives it like an unpleasant sort of texture, to be honest. I'll use 1 egg. Half a lemon, and half a clove of garlic, just microplaned in, and sort of half like a teaspoon of mustard. Cool. I'm just gonna break it up. And we're gonna slowly add the oil. If you sort of do this for the first time, it can be a bit tricky, but you just want to add the oil at a really slow rate. And what I like to get my cloth and just sort of tie it like that. And then it creates like a steady platform so I can just sort of go like that without my plate moving around. If at any time you can see your mayonnaise starting to split, meaning that you can sort of see like a film of oil on top, put a little bit of cold water in and that could potentially bring it back, potentially. And I'm just using like a sunflower oil over here. If I was to like use olive oil, it would be really intense in flavor. And you just want to do this nice and slowly. You're not rushing anywhere. So we've got our mayo. Not too thick, not too thin. Just like, imagine like you're eating chicken with it. You don't want it to be like disgustingly thick, but just sort of a nice sort of semi-pouring consistency. We're going to taste it. Definitely need a decent amount of salt. And a nice amount of pepper. But really nice on the garlic and the lemon juice. Remember, like these braised greens are going to be pretty acidic. We don't want to be sort of overdoing it with the acidity. Like that. Pretty much our chicken's been cooking now for like about 15 minutes on a low heat. As you can see, it's sort of like pretty much cooked up here. And you just go by feel, like you know what cooked chicken feels like, you know what I mean? Like, you've probably had chicken before if you're gonna make this. And I'm just gonna kiss the other side of that. Putting a little tea towel for ourselves. Gonna put it on. I'm just gonna tap it dry, just so the grease doesn't make it crispy. So we've got our braised greens over here, nicely seasoned. I'm just gonna put a bunch of that in the middle of the plate. Just like that. Let me get a chicken. Like that. And then just a bit of mayonnaise on the side like that. And there you go, everyone. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is gonna be crispy chicken, braised greens, aioli. Make it for yourself, make it for your friends or your partner, whatever you want. Even if you fucked it up, let me know. You know, we like to share everything. You know, full transparency on this show. Yeah, see you next week.